for FaZe versus F16, starting off with the 3v3, portaling right in.
It doesn't get old. Every time. It's so good. Every single time we go into a match, you just have to sit back and appreciate the level of production going into everything. FaZe Clan F16 kickoff coming your way, and we are into match number 1.
Push down now here for FaZe. Start with a quick boomer over to First Killer. We'll see these first testing opportunities for both teams. Already FaZe First Killer. And to protect that back end, I think in this 3v3, my eyes are on Sipical early on. I do feel like his striking has been better as time has gone on with his experience on FaZe. Right now, in a deadlock to start the game.
Nice outlet there from AJ. Is First Killer going to look to try and do a little bit of action of his own there, trying to get that flip reset. Couldn't get it, but a good secondary effort there. You can see him already getting involved, trying to get those bumps, those demos across the line, just disrupt the flow for F16.
Very slow start here. FaZe working their way around 2, actually. Roa's going to pitch that ball up. No hold just yet, but they are starting to inch forward on a couple of those touches. That one gets pushed away. Nothing really developing here. Good defensive structure from FaZe. Shot forces 2 across the net, easily defended.
Little outlet there from First as he tries to bring it through, and a good cutoff in the midfield actually from F16. Trying to match the pace there, kind of blow for blow, making sure that they're not giving away any free touches. So a good way to try and kind of slow down that offense. If you don't let First Killer and the boys from FaZe make it into your end, they can't lock you in your half. So cutting them off the midfield, probably a good idea.
I like FaZe's approach on the 50s right now. You saw First Killer earlier push the first man off the ball on F16, allowing second man on FaZe to come in and push the ball forward. Since then, they've started generating a little bit of pressure. AJ getting bumped off the play. A good recovery, can't get back to the touch, but a good pass. Not on target, but stays away from F16. Don't want to hit it right into the defender. Get a quick clear on the transition. FaZe trying to control the pace of the game right now. Another clear here for F16.
Double touch opportunity, and it's going to be just high and wide off that top left corner of the goal, and it comes back the other way. And again, just boom, right back down the field towards the net. Sipical's there on the back end to make the save, and another swing and a swing and defensive save there from F16, and FaZe has possession.
You see F16 starting to jump forward a little farther to get to these balls. They got a loose one off the bar, just missed the second touch. First Killer gonna carry that one out. I feel like F16 had a look at the net there, maybe left one on the table, but they do get another clear.
Opportunity for AJ as he's gonna look for the sidewall pass and cut off well once again by F16. They've been so quick to the air constantly. The challenge is not allowing FaZe to really make use of the air and try to get down the field. They're trying to force them down to the ground, making sure that they're there to meet them early.
In the air, Sipical drives it through one. FaZe getting set up in midfield, but not able to get that consecutive touch. This one over AJ's head. Almost makes up for it, actually missed, and AJ couldn't get back to the touch. Clears, collects.
F16 gonna strike first here off of this whiff on the secondary touch from AJ, and it creates an open net, and they strike immediately. So first lead of the series goes to F16.
A slight mistouch there from AJ trying to protect midfield. He almost got back to that touch. He gets to it, it's no problem, but just couldn't quite get the recovery. 16 gonna drill through one as Clears forces the ball back out. The ball up high, a nice shot, saved and taken away. FaZe, more defense. First Killer trying to control the ball. Second man's able to get there for FaZe, but they just haven't had those follow-ups. They had that little bit of pressure earlier on, about a minute or so ago. Now struggling to get out of their own half after the kickoff.
The speed really has been cranked up on the side of F16. It's not often that you see, you know what, forget about what I was talking about. Who cares about the speed? Clear is gonna come through, and now a 2-0 lead for F16 as they just beat out over the top of FaZe Clan.
You see FaZe end up running into each other as one's trying to rotate back and one's just trying to win the 50, and the first man on the play is still trying to rotate out of the half. FaZe completely blown apart on their rotation. Not something we really see out of FaZe Clan too often these days, is them completely overcommitting and getting burnt on the counterattack, but it's happened now twice, AJ getting slightly caught out, and that time just completely blown apart in midfield.
It's kind of interesting that you're seeing them get beat speed-wise also in these plays. They're losing those aerial battles to get to the ball, and that's kind of where that fall apart's occurring.
Oh.
This one just going to fall in. And a third goal now for F16, 3-0, under a minute left here. FaZe Clan unable to put anything together.
The crowd getting excited, trying to get the rest of the crowd into it. You saw Roas after the goal absolutely pop off. F16 feeling it in the first game. I think the question now for FaZe is, where do you go? We talked about it. You could go either way.
Well,
2v2 or 1v1.
You were kind of saying, you know, you obviously got to go with AJ and run the ones, right? Like, you got to do it. And I was saying that means FaZe has to lose the first game.
Well, AJ's been playing a lot more ones lately, and I think
I agree with you.
If you've got the mindset, because you've been grinding, I don't think it's the worst choice, and I think it'll be a great equalizer for FaZe. Not to say that Roas is not a chance in the series. I mean, the guy's a top 10 1v1 player. He can absolutely beat AJ, and that would be quite a win for them. But we'll see what they pick. Right now, a very solid win for F16, and like you were saying, very speedy in the aerial game, despite FaZe multiple times trying to control the ball, trying to feint their approach with first killer pushing off the first man, letting second man come up, and trying to feign which approaches they're trying to commit. But it didn't matter. What mattered was the mistakes, and F16 punished them.
Yeah, I mean, the speed isn't just, it's not near, I mean, they're dusting them in a lot of these challenges in the air. It's a clean beat. They're not getting, you know, it's not, oh, I beat him, I got the touch, but I got bumped because they were close. Like, it's, I'm hit, I'm pass, I still have possession, I'm going for the second man or looking for that pass off the back wall. They're controlling it. They're just straight beating them to the ball time and time again.
And we haven't mentioned his name a lot, but Basil has been really crucial to that as well. Very speedy to the ball and filling in those gaps really nicely is F16 in a solid spot. We'll see what FaZe choose to go here. I think they're fine either way. I think you pick first killer AJ for 2v2. That's fine.
That's
AJ
fine.
AJ for 1v1. That's fine.
Which one hurts more if you take the loss in game two?
Both of them hurt. Both of them hurt.
Both of them.
You don't want to go down 2-0 in this series.
No, you absolutely don't. But does one sting a little bit more? Does it sting more with AJ being in the position where he was just the number one? Does that have?
It might sting AJ's pride a little bit, but TRK already stole number one from him, so maybe he's already gotten over it.
Well, luckily he can't hear us, so he's not having to deal with that attack.
You see Colin Stumpy in the crowd. They can't help themselves. Wherever there's a crowd, they have to find their way there.
Security let them through the door
and hype them up. Of course, gotta get the crowd hyped. Like if you had the word crowd in a Rocket League dictionary, Colin Stumpy's picture would be right next to it.
Their picture from
the crowd
from
season 5
from Vegas,
yeah, or maybe even an updated one from this past spring major.
Both would work. I mean, you could probably find pictures from just about every Worlds that you could, or any of the most recent majors. You could probably find a picture of Colin Stumpy in the crowd.
They're in there somewhere.
They're just there. It's like a Where's Waldo game. You're just trying to spot.
Oh, Colin
Stumpy.
Stumpy wouldn't be a terrible Where's Waldo game. You would see him instantly. He's literally taller than everybody. Fun fact: Stumpy's 9'1", and that's irrefutable. F16
that's
also
accurate,
up 1-0 in the series.
Positive Spaceman would 100% back you on the 9'1".
Well, FaZe, we'll see what they pick as we get into the next game. I think it's going to be tough either way. It's a really solid start for F16.
It's ones. It's ones. They're going to give us ones in the second game.
AJ Roas?
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I've seen that a couple of times. Or I've seen Roas play ones a lot of times. Johnny Boy hosting so many 1v1s over the years, and Roas has been a part of a lot of them. AJ as well. It's going to be an excellent 1v1 showcase if we get it. Abin's just making sure everything is okay on both sides of the pitch. And we'll get back underway here shortly.
It being us waiting for this to get done and it not running makes me feel like I was wrong and that it's 2v2 because it's first killer and they weren't working with AJ. So I'm thinking
that would be big brain from FaZe, or would it be big brain? It might just be like, oh, switching it up first killer, because first killer hasn't really been grinding ones. That'd be a little bit of a risk, maybe.
He's actually been in the background, like scrimming ones against AJ all this time.
He has been queuing ranks, and just like him and AJ just going at it. In private lobbies, that'd be really funny. Probably not though.
I'm going to say that it's probably a long,
you know what? They're going to put
long
Sipical
shot.
in. They're going to put Sipical in. I feel it.
the wildest of plays. Like, typical, go get him.
It's 2v2. Here we go. Ross, Kaliers, the twins at it against AJ and First Killer. Get our first look in what is an extremely mechanical lobby. The ball popped out. AJ was getting caught out there, but is able to roll the ball back to the corner.
Opportunity here as Ross tries to come down and force that one in front of the net, but a good touch from FaZe, gonna pop down to the midfield, but Kaliers will be the one to take possession, immediately demoed off, and I imagine there's going to be quite a bit of aggressive play, a lot of boxing out, a lot of demos that'll come through in this 2v2, a bit more than what we were seeing in the 3v3 where it was an aerial battle. This is gonna be a bit more of a head-to-head.
I'd be curious to see that from FaZe, because they're not really a demo-heavy team. Really, they tend to try to trap the ball, beat you on the outplay. But if they start to get physical, that could be dangerous there against F16. He's able to break out, get around the corner. Force them off the ball. Actually,
Danger.
F16 a little low on boost here. Very precarious in front of the box. This FaZe, again, trying to manage the ball, trying to control. You don't want to just dodge into the ball in front of the box. You could cause a pinch going out. Your second man gets caught out. Here's another one for F16, just barely blocked and
Down.
taken away.
Follow up? No, second man not there, wasn't able to recover in time. And it's been interesting on that last approach. First Killer was coming forward and could have taken a swing. They had the defender there in front of the net, but near miss there from AJ. Had a lot of respect for Kaliers being there, and AJ actually ended up coming through. So it's been interesting watching kind of First Killer respect the individual play of these players rather than just trying to see if he can beat through them.
Back on this touch, First Killer has the backboard. Now he doesn't. He's got no boost either. AJ also has nothing. Couldn't get the midfield boost. Oh, the pass. Saw Kaliers. He actually got to that challenge extremely quickly. He's playing the loss on the 50. Now his teammate gets demoed for his effort. 2-on-1 in front of the box, and that almost worked out. First Killer pops it up back over to AJ. He's only got 7. First Killer gonna take it himself. Light flick. FaZe really pushing it, and another demo, but saves off the post. AJ, nice little pass to First Killer, back to AJ. That's in, and it's off the post again. Here's First Killer, another shot. Finally, FaZe don't get it.
No
is that one
way.
There they go. Finally, AJ gets the goal.
Man, the back and forth, the battle, and you could see them just using everything. You can see the speed, and the shot just isn't quite accurate for those first couple attacks from AJ and First Killer, and it's because they are just cranking up that speed over and over again. You can see First Killer has gone for multiple bumps so far. They're just looking for any way to just get the annoyance out of the way, give me the net, let me have the shot, but they're playing just a bit quick. Eventually, though, it did break through. FaZe Clan going to strike first.
Those demos, alongside taking a player off the field, also makes it easier to steal that boost out. We saw at the end, F16 started to get starved, and they couldn't get the touch out in a couple of heroic saves, but just couldn't get back into position on the recovery. Oh, you see that neutral drop from Kaliers. If he got under that on the reset, that would have been nasty, but cleared out by FaZe.
The opportunity was there, just couldn't quite get underneath the ball. Shot gonna come through, it's gonna be high, just off the top of the post. Follow-up shots there, saved away, comes through again, and then another save. The defense has been standing tall, but they're getting stuck in that defensive half a bit too much. FaZe Clan, AJ First Killer doing a great job of kind of using a lockdown offense and keeping them stuck there in their half.
Roas got the nice dump down to Kaliers. He's got the air, and Roas actually gonna pull off. Seeing First Killer's there. Don't want to take that challenge. Don't got that third man to back you up, so Roas taking the safer option, trying to find a way out rather than trying to force the issue. His FaZe have been really solid, keeping the ball out of the blue half. And I mean, look at F16. They've been constantly working on their boost. Finally, Roas got 100. Kaliers able to drive through on the 50. Actually, he's gotten by the whole team, and Kaliers ties it up.
Great play from him here. You can see him come down. He's going to wait, gets it past one, baits him through, has that flip reset off of the initial touch, which gives him just enough speed to beat out that second defender, and then still manages to just get outside the edge of that ball and cut that back in.
And nice work. Now on the kickoff, Roas punching it right back to Kaliers. And a nice go-ahead. Roas stuffs it in front. Kaliers finally pushes it through.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the picture-in-picture. That right there, hands on the head, is exactly what that moment is. You can see the reaction from everybody in the crowd. That right there, that's some Rocket League in the crowd right there.
The F16 chance going. Fake kickoff here from AJ. First killer, gonna get a full look at it. 100 boost, but immediately challenged. FaZe, again, a light touch back to first killer. Good on those soft touches. Forcing F16 to respect. Clears, not boost starved. Another clear out. The Roas just get caught out. He just gets back in time, and now a quick turnaround. You see the wave landing as well to get the speed off the post and a forced own goal. But Roas on the counterattack absolutely destroys him here. Look at the speed.
He's so quick. The recoveries are just so clean. Time and time again, it's what it looked like in the threes. They were beating them in the air. They're winning on the mechanics on the recoveries on the ground here in the 2v2, which has now got them back into the game, into the lead, 2-point lead, only just over 30 seconds left here for FaZe Clan to try and make something happen.
Well, FaZe, they're throwing their octanes at the backboard, trying to make it work, and it's dented, but the net not looking as dented. 2 demos though. FaZe right back into it, just like that. You called out the demo game for FaZe. That's been getting them the goals.
It has been the ticket to success each time. They've had at least a bump somewhere in the play, and that time, yeah, in 2's a double demo, probably going to do it for you, especially when you do it in the opponent's corner with possession of the ball.
Yeah, when there are no players left on the field.
Yeah,
you missed the net.
You missed the net.
That's wrong.
That's when me and Jorby start talking about why are you playing like us.
First killer's given back to AJ, and a hard shot. That's not going to get it done. F16 no, they just got to keep control here. Another pop-up. First killer gives it over to AJ. Another close touch. First killer's in the air. Does he have it? 1 touch, 2 touches. Oh, it was off the corner and drops down. F16. 1 away from sending FaZe to lowers.
The FaZe fans right now also are doing the hand on the head, but it is a completely different emotion that they're feeling right now, Jorby. That was so close. A couple pixels lower, that ball's 100% in, but bar down into the post and out, and FaZe Clan fall 0-2 here in this series against F16.
I mean, FaZe, they had chances on offense, but the speed of the recoveries and the poise on defense, even early in that game when FaZe had boost control, they had ball control, they just really, after that first demo that got them the goal number 1, they really couldn't do it again. Every single clear out into space. They were struggling on the 50s. They tried to play that game where touch the ball up close, force Roas or Clears to come to them for the 50, and they would always be a little bit faster, but then the defense, the recoveries, that's how good this F16 team is. And they might sweep FaZe right into lowers here in this next 3v3.
You know, the prediction on the desk was it goes 5, I think was all the response that Greg can give.
Oops.
Well,
hang on, yeah.
It still might happen. I'm just saying that the prediction doesn't look that solid thus far.
We'll see what FaZe do to try to collect this 3v3 win. I do think that F16, it was the pair of FaZe mistakes. And I feel like I'm repeating myself from earlier today with what happened to G2, which was slight overcommit and then a goal immediately by the opposing team. That's what happened to FaZe this time. Really, F16 didn't have to do too much of their own volition to score those goals. So FaZe, if they tighten up the rotation, this could be a closer 3v3.
I like that approach there, going for the ceiling to come through and cover that so that you're already up there, you're preserving that boost rather than trying to beat them from the sidewall or from the ground where you were just getting dusted in the previous 3v3. That might be a ticket to kind of slow that play down from F16.
Basil, happy to come back in after taking a quick break and only having to get 1 more for his team. First killer playing downfield. Receives that from Sypical. Backboard closed for business. Anytime FaZe try to go to it, F16 always there to respond. Kalir's forcing the ball out. FaZe midfield control again. We saw this early super in game number 1. FaZe able to get early control, try to fake some of their approaches, but then they start losing some of those touches. That's a good shot, but first killer takes it away.
Another touch, but that's going to give away possession. And, you know, we'll play a little volleyball for a moment here in the midfield of Demo in the backfield. Might open this up, and First Killer just gonna blast that one into the net.
Kind of similar to the one he attempted at the end of the last game.
Yeah.
But this time much closer to the bar. He nails that double this time. And a nice setup from AJ again. FaZe see the space. They know they have it, and it's always tee up in midfield. You air dribble or double tap it, and we'll just continue to pressure that way. It works this time for FaZe.
Clears with possession here. He's going to go for the flip reset. Going to be just high. Also saved away by AJ. But again, the rotation pretty solid coming through, trying to get this lockdown through the corner. Eventually, FaZe Clan will find their way through, though.
F16. Oh, Roas just made FaZe look silly on the play. Clears gets credit, but Roas, nice little landing here, pops it right up and goes, whoop, see you, typical. Clears gets the goal.
I mean, doesn't even need to be there, but that's one of those ones when it does work and the second guy's there, you're not even mad that the goal gets taken. It just is a feel-good play. That connection, the quick speed, the up, that's a celebration goal right there. The fans were definitely celebrating. You know, they might be less celebratory at the moment, as AJ going to immediately clap back here as First Killer sets him up with a pass off of the 50, goes right into the midfield, and just a great shot. I mean, you can't put it any more into that bottom right corner.
That was a good initial 50 from First Killer.
Huge.
Not using his dodge, letting or able to square up on that 50.
Just direct it.
Boost right into it, into the next 50. It was an excellent play there from First Killer. Now FaZe tying it up, put a little more pressure out. They have not been able to grab a lead in a while. They just got blown apart again. Basil finds the net, and F16 tie it right back up.
It's a shootout, Jorby. Back and forth, 1-for-1. They just continue to trade blows here, and it's coming off of these plays where they're just kind of being able to facilitate each other and find these open nets, and it's coming that way for both squads.
I feel like FaZe are really positioning optimistically and expecting the play to go a certain way, and then it causes them to be in these spots where it looks like they overcommit. And they do overcommit on some of these 50s. I don't think they expect F16 to be as fast to some of these passes as they have been. And then all of a sudden, they end up looking silly on the return. And there's another 50, just drilling through multiple players. Push back out to the corner. He's trying to keep back up with it. Sipical drops it straight down and trying for the pinch. Not quite. Oh, it did. What?
What?
Hello?
What do you mean, Jorby? It
Defense?
worked perfectly.
Perfect pinch.
It was exactly the play they were looking for. The pitch to the ceiling play, and the flip was off. I think he was also thinking that ball was originally going to catch the ceiling a bit harder and go back down towards the net. He tried to pre-jump in, just a bad read. Shot on net there from FaZe Clan. It'll get saved away, knocked across into the midfield for the infield pass. Third man though in the play in that sequence just could not get the touch.
FaZe are given one more. Diving in front, trying to get the bump. They've got it. Sipical up in the air, not able to get the touch. F16 feeling a lot of pressure, and it's off the post and in. FaZe not done in this series yet.
All right. I think they may have heard about the prediction that it had to go 5, and FaZe Clan trying to make sure that we get there as they put a 2-point lead up on the board now. Just under 2 minutes left here. Game number 3. Going to the kickoff here. Once again, 6 goals total so far. It has been a shootout. We'll see if that continues off the start here. Look for the shot as Roas. He's going to pass it down off the back wall into the midfield. First Killer will be there to make the first touch.
Clears has to let it drop. Roas trying to dive, or excuse me, Basil trying to dive in front. The light shot turned away. FaZe get away again.
Somehow they get Johnny. They've acquired Johnny into the group now. What is going on? Another goal going to come through here for F16.
Look at this shot from Clears. Roas sets him up beautifully. That's a great touch. Freezes FaZe. They have to respect Clears in the air. Nobody can get to that. You just hope that you can defend that. But the shot was perfect. FaZe weren't in a bad spot on defense. You had 2 players covering about 4/5 of the net, but he found the corner, and he's putting F16 in position to tie this game up. Clears having to dive back. Roas setting up. F16 getting the 50. Basil jump drilling through 1. F16 a little low on boost here. They do collect on FaZe's half. Have to respect Potential clear here. You see First Killer, he actually got bumped in the corner. Sypical was hoping to pass it to him, but their rotation got stuffed now. Here comes another one off the bar, taken away. First Killer forced in the air, sees Roas up. Will not commit to that initially. Roas forcing the ball to the corner. FaZe feeling a lot of pressure.
First Killer trying to get a little fancy there on that reverse up the wall. He will make it to the midfield though. Pass down over one. Roas is there to make the save. And a back and forth battle continues to ensue there at the line. The defense standing strong here from F16 on this attack, but that one gonna go through, rolling towards the net. Luckily just wide, and F16 gonna be able to get away with one.
Touch out, still time left. Here comes Roas underneath. Got the 50, but the positioning from Clears, he was hoping for something a little closer to him. And F16 going for something. Oh, the bounce shot goes away. Sypical trying to protect it, avoids the bump. Roas sets it up again. Killer's flying in front. First Killer gets bumped out of the way. Allows Basil to get set up. Maybe one more chance here for F16. Pushed out back to Sypical. He gets dunked. Last back is AJ, trying to protect the rock. Rolls around the corner. FaZe take game 3.
Great job by AJ to go through, roll that one through, and get just enough of a touch to ground that out. He does not want to allow a 0-second ball to pop up on his half in front of that net with those 3 players on the pitch. Able to go ahead and finish that one out. We're going to get a minimum of a game 4.
And we will get the 1v1, which in all likelihood will be AJ versus Roas. And, well, with how Roas has been looking, we'll see. AJ, since that game 1, really that was the only time I felt like AJ really was underperforming, but I feel like he's recovered since then. So we'll see. 1v1's completely different. You know, how you perform in the other modes in the series really is, it's not that indicative of how you're going to play in 1v1.
I almost feel like it's so different. Like in 2s, you can almost predict a bit more from a 2s play what's going to happen in the 3s, just how players may play off of each other. If they're the front 2 of the 3, you can kind of figure that out. But 1s, this is really, it's all on you. There is no one else to blame. There is no miscomm. There's nothing. It is you, the ball, and your opponent. And
who do you think Johnny's rooting for?
Who
do you think?
I feel like Johnny's
Might
the
be
spot where I feel like it's always where the young guns are coming up, and then also, you know, I feel like you might have a minor
I think for the Middle Eastern region
bias. Yeah.
No, Johnny's not biased.
Johnny would
he's
never.
He's just correct. So far, I'm
sure that's the story that he will tell you.
He's looked pretty good. Roas versus First Killer is actually going to be what we're going to get. So it has been AJ who's playing a lot more 1s, but First Killer's going to take the ropes here.
So what you're telling me is that First Killer has been scrimming against AJ all this time. We were right.
You know, if your narrative is actually correct there, that would be wild.
I'm going to have to ask.
Secretly do
I know that that's not it.
Well, that was nasty 50.
I mean, First Killer was the best 1s player at a period. I mean, obviously we're saying he wasn't playing. Well, this is one of those moments where he's going to step up and say, no, I've still got it.
That was a nice 50 from First Killer, too. He coming at the ball, nose on, and then at the last moment turns his car sideways, preventing Roas from being able to force that ball out. Let's see what Roas can do. Oh, you can do the flip reset. Nicely done. You see First Killer having to come out to respect Roas on it. Roas doesn't push the ball forward, comes out sideways. First Killer has to respect the approach, and it gives Roas just enough time to get that reset. First Killer has to respect the approach.
You have to respect, because you can't allow that top corner to be open, because that's an easy shot. As soon as you go to cover that, though, when a player's got mechanics like that and he just goes ahead and cuts it in, well, one, you can just do this, but 90-degree cut on a flip reset's hard to defend, but if you can just clap back immediately right after a kickoff, that's also a good way to defend. Just outscore the other player.
Yeah, Roas flipping off the ball, giving First Killer that kickoff goal. We did talk about the maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. Maybe I'm hamming that up a little. I'm probably hamming it up a little bit. But First Killer at one point was regarded as maybe the best 1s player in the world. He's not been called that in a while. He's got control here. Testing with a flick. Roas passes. He's got enough boost to play some more defense. Again, First Killer baiting him out. Roas has to get a solid touch there. Able to get the boost, but he has to relinquish control.
Through the corners, Roas tries to save one away. He'll have to make a hard cut back into the corner here to try and break up this play from First Killer. Low on boost. but he does get a clear, so this is going to buy him a little bit of time, give him a moment to kind of collect his thoughts, but first killer's going to have boost as well, and we're going to have a battle, 2 full tanks. And it'll be saved away by Roas as first killer just tries to flick one up and over the top.
Yeah, the flick's
Is that just on?
Oh yeah,
of course
that
it
was
is.
a beautiful shot. Yeah, first killer was thinking, flick, steal the boost, continue to pressure. Roas is thinking, this is a goal. Beautiful shot right off the corner of his Fennec. No chance for a first killer to get back to that. Nice return from Roas.
Just a great positional play too, to expect that, yeah, this is first killer, yes, he just took the boost, yes, he's going to try and stay on this ball, he's obviously not going to leave this, so it's going to be dropped somewhere short in this corner, plays in, leaves an open net, but, you know, rewarded for that positioning and that read on the play, and then a near goal here as first killer is going to be able to not get the touch, actually, he won't be able to finish, and Ross will be able to get underneath that and shoot that one back out into the midfield.
First killer baiting him back in. And Roas might have gotten by him there. Yep, that's going to do it. Roas taking the lead. First killer getting blown apart on that aggressive play.
Coach going nuts, crowd going nuts. You have to love it, getting to do this. And you have to imagine for these players, these young guns that haven't got to have that major LAN, you know, experience, coming up first one, home soil, feeling like this, playing like this, man, it has got to be something special.
I mean, every MENA team has been playing excellently in the tournament so far, and it's got to be something for all the fans to be able to watch them for sure. First killer. Air dribble's going to allow him to go get the boost again. Pull off Roas. Does he got him beat one more time? Oh, first killer just doesn't have an answer for it. He's been killed in the corners every single time. He'll test with the air dribble. He'll test with the flick. He wants to go grab that corner boost, but every single time he goes for it, Roas just sends it full house to the net.
It doesn't really matter where this ball lands, what the approach is, anything. He's just finding just that perfect power shot, sailing it towards net from any point on the pitch. He's able to just put it on the shot on target.
First killer needs.
How
about a monster flick? That was nasty. It did force Roas back though. First killer still in control.
Good save. Another boost steal there for first killer. This time he's not going to go for that quick cut in. He got punished the last time. He's going to go ahead and try and get a little bit of space. Get him to come in. Off the wall. Will he be able to get around him? No. Roas going to try and follow. Maintains possession. Going to try and cut to the inside. First killer will be there this time. He's not going to allow that one to run back down the field.
First killer able to recover. That's the big thing in those situations. You go around that corner boost. Roas not getting. And a nice fake there from first killer. Roas expecting first killer. He's got the threat of a flick, and you have to respect it. You got to challenge him high on this play. But it's a delicate balance, and you see why. Roas getting it on the nose. First killer not even having to jump.
Yeah, bit just a touch too hard. Up and over the top. An opportunity here for first killer off the sidewall. He'll have the boost. Corner grabbed by Roas and shot. Saved away.
But that last goal from first killer is testament to, you know, the chess that is 1v1 is, you know, he's gone at the net several times with a flick and a corner steal, but Roas drops the ball right in front and forces first killer to box him for the goal, and Roas gets a nice left jab in. Look at that.
It's one of those, oh, you can make me bite? Oh, anything you can do, I can do at least as well as you, sir, and I'm going to make you respect the fact that I'm here. Gets him to jump and able to just use his car to force it in. 50s it right through him, and a 2-goal lead now here once again for Roas. First killer in possession, looking for that top corner cutoff.
Hasn't worked at all, and Roas just the quicker recovery, the touch, the control. First killer not able to get back, and it's starting to get away from first killer a little bit. Not out of it by any means, but Roas continues to punish him on the counterattack.
The counterattacks there, and also on the other end, I mean, the previous goal, he's showing that he's also going to be able to get you just in the box. He can outplay, he can get you to play that chess match that you were talking about, bait you into what he wants you to do. This shot going to be there once again, make it a 4-point lead now. Roas completely going off here in the final, final 2 minutes, minute and a half here.
You see Roas drilling into the ball on the flip. First killer side flipping on the kickoff. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, first killer, you really got to pull a new trick out of the hat. Something that's going to work. He did have that fake in front that allowed him to get a goal. But really, other than that, First Killer's approach on the net hasn't had a lot of mix-ups. Got to reset here. And opts to take it. Roas in the air, and the net's well defended. And he's got it. Oh, once more. It is turning into a slaughter. 8th goal for Roas.
At this point, it's just counterattack. Roas doesn't have to do anything. He has such a lead built up. It's a come to me. You have to get through me. And if you don't, I am going to immediately punish you and just send it back down the other way.
Still wonder what maybe would have happened if AJ goes in. Maybe AJ wasn't feeling it. It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I'm really curious, you know, what FaZe were thinking, what the conversations were in that moment, because you have to think that AJ would have been a solid option. Not that First Killer is not a solid option, but just it hasn't been working. He hasn't had the mix-ups, and he just loses a standard 50 there. And Roas gets another goal. He might put a 10-burger on him.
Yeah, Coach is grinning ear to ear, high-fiving, dapping him up as he's getting these goals. I mean, at this point, it's just victory lap every time he touches the ball.
28 seconds. You got to score way too many goals at this point. You haven't won a single kickoff. Well, you won one kickoff. That was it. Look, he stands up, doesn't have to dodge into the ball. This is Roas's game all day. His team knows it. The crowd knows it. The rest of the time,
where's the Johnny Boy cam?
That's
where's the
just money on the clock.
Oh,
that's just money in the net. That's 10 goals for F16 Roas. Absolutely dominating First Killer. Woo. He's nuts.
My silence, I think, kind of says it all here. I mean, it is just, it is disgusting what he has been able to do. Is that? I thought that was about to just go into that bottom because I was just going to take the headset off and start walking away.
Well, Roas drops a hefty 10-pound burger onto First Killer and squishes FaZe Clan right down to the lower bracket. F16 one match away for qualifying from the playoffs. They will be playing the winner of OWL